When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer might seem obvious: your family, your closest friends, the people you've known for years. But once you turn 60, reality starts to look a little different. Life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and suddenly you realize that the support system you always believed in might not be as reliable as you once thought. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars that become more dependable than family as you get older. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about understanding where real stability comes from and making sure you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. When you build a strong foundation based on these 6 pillars, you gain the security and independence that will carry you through life's challenges. Stay tuned until the end because these 6 pillars may completely change the way you think about support. And once you understand them by the end, you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Now let's get started. Pillar 1, your financial stability. The most reliable support you'll ever have isn't a person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy security, freedom, and peace of mind. The older you get, the more you realize that relying on family for financial help is not a plan, it's a risk. Your children have their own lives, their own expenses, and their own families to take care of. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to help when you need it most. Think about Richard, a 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would step in if he ever faced financial trouble. He had helped them through college, lent them money when they needed it, and was always there when they called. But when an unexpected medical issue drained his savings, he turned to his kids for help, only to realize that they were struggling with their own mortgages, their own bills, and their own financial challenges. Not because they didn't care, but because life is unpredictable. That's why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars of support you can build. It's not about being wealthy, it's about being prepared. It's about having a plan for emergencies, a steady source of income that you can rely on, and a clear understanding of how to manage your money so that you never have to depend on anyone else to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, it's time to ask yourself, do I have enough saved to cover unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I minimized financial risks that could put me in a vulnerable position? If the answer is no, the time to take action is now. Learn how to budget wisely, avoid unnecessary debt, and invest in things that will bring long-term stability. Because at the end of the day, your financial security is the one thing that will always stand by you, no matter what life throws your way. Pillar 2, your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. The truth is, you can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health fails, your freedom disappears. And while family may care about you, they can't exercise for you, they can't eat the right foods for you, and they can't stop the effects of aging for you. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people neglect their health, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But the reality is, even if your family loves you, they have their own lives. They may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregiver. And depending on others to manage your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the most important investments you can make for your future. Take the story of Carl, a 68-year-old man who had always been active in his younger years, but let himself go after retirement. He figured he had plenty of time to get back in shape, but before he knew it, his energy levels dropped, his mobility declined, and simple tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. Eventually, he realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. You don't have to train like an athlete, but small, consistent efforts make all the difference. Move your body every day, eat foods that fuel you instead of harm you, and take your checkup seriously. If you've been ignoring warning signs, aches that won't go away, difficulty walking, changes in energy levels, it's time to stop pushing them aside. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today. Because at the end of the day, your strongest support system isn't your children, your siblings, or your friends. It's your own ability to stay strong, active, and capable. And the more you prioritize your health now, the less you'll have to rely on anyone else later. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's move forward. Pillar 3, your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is isolating themselves. Maybe it happens slowly, friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before you know it, your social circle has become smaller than you ever imagined. The problem is, without strong friendships, loneliness creeps in. And loneliness, especially after 60, is dangerous. It doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your health, your mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. You might assume that family will always be there to keep you company, but here's the truth. Your children have their own lives. They have careers, families, and responsibilities that keep them busy. They may love you deeply, but they can't be your only source of companionship. That's why one of the most important pillars of support is your social network. The people who check in on you, who make you laugh, who bring energy into your life. These relationships are not a luxury, they are a necessity. Look at someone like Margaret, a 73-year-old woman, who always relied on her family for companionship. She had 2 sons, both of whom loved her dearly. But as the years went by, they became busy with work and raising their own children. They still called, but the daily visits and weekend gatherings grew less frequent. Margaret started to feel lonely, waiting for phone calls that didn't always come. Then she made a change. She started reconnecting with old friends, joining a community group, and even picking up new hobbies that introduced her to new people. Suddenly, her life was filled with conversations, shared laughter, and a sense of purpose. She didn't have to wait on her family to feel connected. She built that connection herself. Friendships, community groups, and even casual acquaintances give you something priceless. A sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a book club you attend, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life outside of your family creates a foundation of emotional strength. And the more connections you build now, the more support you'll have in the years to come. So ask yourself, who do you have in your life right now? That brings you joy? If the answer isn't clear, it's time to expand your circle. Because at the end of the day, a strong social network isn't just about having company. It's about having people who lift you up, remind you of your worth, and make every stage of life richer. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person. It's your own sense of purpose. After 60, many people start to feel a shift. The roles that once gave life meaning, being a parent, a worker, a caregiver, start to fade. Retirement sets in, children become independent, and the pace of life slows down. And without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to start feeling invisible, unneeded, or even lost. The truth is, no matter how much your family loves you, they can't give you purpose. That's something you have to build for yourself. Having a reason to wake up in the morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a goal, keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. It's what keeps you engaged with the world, instead of just watching from the sidelines. Think about someone like George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. When he left the workforce, he was excited to finally relax. But after a few months, he started feeling restless, like something was missing. His days felt empty. His kids visited occasionally, but they had their own lives. That's when he decided to take action. He started volunteering at a local school, teaching young kids how to build things. Before long, he had a new reason to get up every morning, something that made him feel valued, useful, and engaged with life. Purpose doesn't have to come from a job. It can be anything that makes you feel alive, learning something new, mentoring others, gardening, painting, traveling, or even just setting personal goals. It's about doing things that bring you joy and keep you mentally and emotionally active. If you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, it's time to change that mindset. Your purpose isn't something that disappears as you age, it evolves. And the more you invest in finding meaning in your daily life, the less you'll need to rely on others for happiness. Because at the end of the day, the strongest support you can have isn't someone holding your hand, it's the fire inside you that keeps pushing you forward. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Pillar 5, your emotional resilience. Life has a way of testing you, no matter how old you are. After 60, challenges don't stop, they just change. Friendships fade, Loved ones pass on, health issues arise, and sometimes life feels lonelier than it used to. The truth is, no matter how much support you have from others, the most reliable source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, to process emotions, and to find peace in difficult moments is what keeps you moving forward, even when circumstances don't go the way you expected. Too many people rely on family to be their emotional support system, believing that their children, siblings, or extended relatives will always be there to comfort them. But the reality is, everyone has their own battles to fight. They might not always have the time or energy to be the source of emotional stability you need. That's why building emotional resilience is so important. It allows you to find strength within yourself instead of constantly seeking it from others. Take the story of Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. At first, she leaned on her children for emotional support, but over time, she realized that while they cared deeply, they had their own families and responsibilities to manage. She knew she couldn't expect them to fill the void she felt inside. Instead of letting grief consume her, she focused on strengthening herself emotionally. She joined a support group, started journaling, and practiced daily gratitude. Over time, she discovered something powerful. She didn't need someone else to fix her sadness. She had the strength to heal on her own. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be strong all the time. It's about acknowledging pain, processing it in a healthy way, and developing coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. It's about having outlets, whether it's writing, meditation, therapy, or simple self-reflection, that help you find peace within yourself instead of depending on others to provide it. No matter what life throws your way, the ability to stand strong on your own will always be one of your greatest sources of support. The more you cultivate emotional resilience, the less you will feel dependent on others to make you feel whole. Because at the end of the day, the person who will always be with you through every hardship and every triumph is you. Pillar 6, your ability to adapt. If there's one truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once counted on may no longer be as reliable as they used to be. The key to thriving in this stage of life isn't holding on to the past. It's your ability to adapt. Those who struggle the most with aging are often the ones who resist change, who cling too tightly to what was instead of embracing what is. But those who learn to adjust, to stay open, and to welcome new possibilities, they find joy and fulfillment no matter what life brings. Many people assume that once they reach a certain age, they're set in their ways. But that kind of thinking can be dangerous. It can keep you from discovering new opportunities, meeting new people, and learning things that could enrich your life. Being adaptable isn't just about accepting change. It's about actively looking for ways to grow with it. Look at someone like Frank, a 78-year-old man who had always relied on in-person friendships to stay connected. When many of his friends moved away or passed on, he initially felt lost. He thought, I guess this is just how it is when you get older. But then, instead of resigning himself to loneliness, he decided to adapt. He learned how to use video calls to stay connected with distant family, joined an online discussion group about history, and even made a few new friends in the process. Instead of letting change defeat him, he allowed himself to grow with it. The people who thrive after 60 aren't necessarily the ones with the most resources or the strongest support system. They are the ones who refuse to be stuck in their ways, who remain curious, and who find ways to adjust no matter what life throws at them. If a door closes, they look for another. If a relationship changes, they find new ways to connect. If something is no longer working, they are willing to try something different. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest pillars of support you will ever have. It allows you to navigate life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. And the more you embrace change instead of fearing it, the less you'll feel like you're losing something, and the more you'll realize that every stage of life offers something new to gain. If you're still here and finding these insights helpful, type 6 in the comments below to let me know you're watching. Your support helps me continue creating content that matters to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and beyond is a stage of life that comes with both wisdom and challenges. And while family may always hold a special place in your heart, the reality is that the most reliable support you'll ever have isn't found in other people. It's found in the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial stability ensures that you never have to rely on someone else to get by. Your physical health determines whether you can maintain your freedom and independence. Your social circle keeps you connected, engaged, and emotionally fulfilled. Your sense of purpose gives your life meaning and direction, no matter your age. Your emotional resilience strengthens you against life's inevitable hardships. And your ability to adapt allows you to thrive, even when things don't go as planned. If you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never feel completely alone. You will never have to beg for support, feel helpless in difficult times, or wait for someone else to step in and save you. Because true stability doesn't come from hoping others will be there for you. It comes from knowing you are already prepared to stand strong, no matter what life brings your way. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.